to look back on this video 6 months from now when it's my birthday. I don't want any fucking happy birthdays. I don't want any gifts. I don't want any presents. I want to see me holding myself a certificate right here. What's up, everybody? Today is July 23rd and it is my birthday. And if you have watched my first video, which stop, if you haven't watched my first video, watch it on YouTube. The clip from the intro was from that. Basically, I told myself 6 months ago that I was going to pass my eval and get a payout, and I had it written on here. Unfortunately, today is my birthday, July 23rd, 2026, and I did not achieve that goal. I did, however, take a win in bank, so I guess green, but I didn't achieve that goal, and I feel kind of disappointed with myself, and I don't feel satisfied, but I do appreciate the amount of progress that I've made, truly. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about my next goals for the next 6 months and a year, long-term wise, of course, thinking, but also how do I kind of think about my trading journey, right? Because I started that YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, sorry, and made that video on January 23rd, exactly 6 months ago. And I did not achieve the goals that I put. Now, I do think that the goals were realistic. However, they also weren't in a way, just because, you know, trading wise, it is very hard to get a payout, especially in, you know, a short amount of time with stuff in general. But that's not an excuse, right? I felt like right now I could have worked way harder. And I want the next 6 months to be something that is truly, truly life-changing for me. And I know it will be, because the amount of progress that I've made from this past 6 months, has been incredible, right? And that's one thing that I'm kind of grateful that I can, you know, think about the amount of progress that I've made, truly, you know, trading, social media, and gym. So I'm gonna kind of get into this video about my next steps for the 6 months and how I'm going to be like unbelievably locked in. So by the time 2026 ends and it's 2027, I'm gonna be like way different, because everybody says like they look back 6 months ago and they're like, wow, it's so different, like my life's so different, or I'm so different, but it's not always for the good, or it's not always, you know, a crazy amount of change. But I want mine to be a crazy amount of change. Last year ago today, right, if you watched another one of my psych videos that I posted, how I think day trading ruined my life, I talked about my life 1 year ago from now was completely different, and it is. I want my life 6 months and a year from now to be different. So I'm going to set a goal for Alex Popa 6 months from now, and I've written it on here, and I'm gonna kind of tell you guys now my kind of next steps with it, and I'm gonna get more aggressive with the way that I think, and the way I work, essentially. But we are going to kind of talk about my next goals and stuff. So I don't know if you guys can read it, but I'll read it for you. Again, we have my day planner. That doesn't matter, the one on top, but I'm gonna get to the bottom one, the whiteboard. Sorry, let's close my closet. Now, basically, what does it say? And let me bring this more down. What up, can you guys see that properly? I hope you can, whatever. So, 2026 end goals. So, my goal before my birthday, if you guys watch my video, which you should watch my first one, is to pass an eval and get a payout. Unfortunately, I did not pass an eval, right? So I didn't get the payout. I was very close to passing an eval, blew it, then blew another one. Currently, I'm on 2 evals technically, not forcing trades, still, you know, I mean, learning the process of it, but also learning, right? I think these past few 6 months have been an incredible journey for me to learn from trading, and now I'm going to be implementing it really hard. I didn't realize in January how much I was really slacking information-wise, experience-wise, and time. So I think that's kind of why I wasn't able to achieve my goals. However, shoot for the stars, and if you fall, you land on the clouds. So my main goal is to make $7,000 in payouts. Now, why 7K, you might ask? Why not 5K? Why not 10K? Why not whatever? Why right in the middle? To me, 7K is a significant number. To me, 7K is my lucky, 7 is my lucky number. Sorry. Not only because I used to be the biggest Ronaldo fan, so 7, you know, but also I am born in the month of 7. right? So 7, right? All that. So I want to make 7K in payouts. And how I'm going to be achieving that is this summer. That's also a goal that's in my mind. This summer, I want to have at least a payout, right? For a fact, like there is no way that I can't pass my eval this summer and get a payout. If I somehow don't do that, I am a chud. I'm gonna keep myself accountable and rewatch this video. But I'm gonna get a payout before summer ends, and then from there, I'm going to be stacking and scaling accounts, and hopefully getting like a 2K payout, a 3K payout. And I've seen some of my boys personally that I know that have gotten a 10K payout, right? Shout out to one of my boys who I don't know if he's gonna watch this or whatever, but he got literally his first payout, and a few weeks and months after that, he got his first 10K month. So, once you start your first payout, it's just scalable from there. So my next goal is to hit 1,000 on Instagram. I'm very grateful, by the way. The only goal that I actually achieved before my birthday was hitting 500 followers on Instagram, but now I want to double that. I want 1K. So the next one is YouTube, 250 subs. Currently, I think I have 171. Last time I checked, we can easily get that. That's literally only like 80 subs. So I'm gonna keep posting YouTube. And you know what? TikTok is like 10K followers, but TikTok is like hard to grow, and I don't really care about that. I mainly do Instagram and YouTube now. Bench 225. I'm low-key a chud for not being able to bench 225. Like, it's funny because people were saying happy birthday Unc to me, and I felt like I'm getting old. But no, so I cannot bench 2 plates yet, and that is my end goal. Currently, I think I bench 180 or something like that, and I weigh 165. So I want to get bigger, stronger, leaner, and just a gym goal for me. Because I don't really put gym goals on here. It's mainly trading and success, but I do have on my sort of thing there, kind of like gym stuff, I guess. And then I want to start a Discord and actually get affiliate codes. And I actually wanted to do a Discord this summer. However, I thought to myself that I still am learning in the process of it. So until I get my first payout, or until I actually have the time and like kind of confidence in myself to, start a Discord, not necessarily to teach others, but just, you know what I mean? That's another thing that, to focus on. But I might start one in August, who knows? I think it's good, you know what I mean? Some people have told me before that I should. And then of course I want to get affiliate codes with that. Because I do say that I have a good amount of following now. I mean, mainly on TikTok, but technically I am underage. So I don't know if they'll allow that, but any prop firms out there, if you do watch this video, which I don't know why you are, I'm 18. Anyways, long-term goals. This is pretty similar to the last one. I just added one. I wanted to make my first 10K a month. Pretty simple with that, right? Who doesn't want to hit that 10K a month? But even then, I wouldn't be satisfied. Once you hit 10K a month, you're gonna want 20K, 50K, 100K, and then a mil. I want to buy my M5 F90. Now, this is something that I've been thinking about a lot. I wanted to have it by the end of high school. However, I thought to myself, and this is not putting myself down and saying it's unrealistic, but that is basically less than a year. That is like 10 months or some shit, which is crazy, because even if I were to make from the next month 10K a month for the next 10 months, which is 100,000, which is how much the car costs, I still wouldn't really be able to afford it because everything in general. So I do want it by the time I'm 18, or if I'm 18 and I own it, that's fine. But if I start pushing 19 and 20 without it, no. Second one, the third one, the new one that I added is a 100K portfolio. I don't know if some of you guys know, but I do invest on the side. And I don't know. I low-key do want a 100K portfolio. Like, that sounds kind of nice, but that's like very long-term. Again, these are more long-term. These are more short-term, end of 2026. And then of course I have my quotes, 1% better every day in everything I do, financially, spiritually, mentally, physically. That's what I tell myself at night and when I talk to God and pray. And then consistency over everything, right? I just have consistency right there, and then God over everything. But that's pretty much it. Now, getting into the actual aspect of goals and, what do I think about what I've done these past 6 months and what do I want to do for the next 6 months. I want every single person here, if you haven't already, give yourself one main goal. Just, one main goal that you can focus on for the next 6 months. And it can be something about, your hobbies, right? So if you go to the gym as me, it could be something about trading, right? If you're a trader as well, maybe something about just you personally. Give yourself a goal, right? And give a timeline, right? Be specific, 3 months, 6 months, a year, and work every single day towards that. And the one thing that I tell myself is do so much work that is unreasonable for you to fail and for you not to succeed. Because at the end of the day, it's only time, right? Your time will come. I'll be successful in due time. And that's kind of what I do every day, right? I'm working every day and creating content and trading and journaling and being disciplined. And I have so many people to support me and tell me like they know I'm going to be successful, and I just have to continue and never give up, which of course I never will. But that's kind of what I think. Really setting goals for yourself is one of the best things that you can do, but also keeping yourself accountable, right? And that's why I'm making this video, because I want to keep myself accountable. And I want to say in the next 6 months that I have made a few thousand from trading, and I'll finally be able to hold the plaque of the payout. I'm actually gonna put it there on my room once I get it. My first eval that I passed and my first payout that I get, no matter how much the amount is, but that's kind of something that I'm looking forward to. And other than that, yeah, I will say that these past 6 months have taught me a lot, have taught me about myself and how much work I've put in, and how much work I'm able to put in. And I definitely do like it. Like I'd say, if I think about it, these past 6 months, I have been really disciplined, really locked in, really focused on my goals, and really improving and learning. And the main thing that I say every single day, it's in my Instagram bio, is 1% better every day. If you can be 1% better every day, well, that's going to compound. And in a year, you are going to be hella improvement and stacked. I don't know the math about compounding for a year, but anyways, that's basically it in today's video. I hope that you guys, most of you guys that will watch this, are already subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, let's hit that 250 subs really soon. I'm low-key trying to smack that in like a few months, like not even the end of the year. End of the year could be like 300, anywhere from 300 to 500. That's what I'm assuming, but I'm gonna keep it a little bit realistic, 250. But also on that topic of realistic, the reason I set that goal for myself, the eval and the payout, is because I did think it was realistic. And I don't think that's, that it was unrealistic. I don't think that at all. I just think, certain things happen. Maybe God knew that I wasn't ready for it, and he wanted me to learn more, which I did. I learned more, I gained way more experience, and I can confidently say now that in the next 6 months, if I do not have a payout to my name, I'm gonna shoot. Yeah. Nah, but I'm gonna get that payout anyways. But anyways, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. And I appreciate all the happy birthday wishes and stuff. Because everybody has been, commenting on my posts and sending me messages. So appreciate all of you guys. See you in the next video. Much love. Subscribe if you haven't, and follow the Instagram and TikTok. Let's get that fucking payout, guys.